cross country in compliance with the request of a friend of mine who wrote me from the east. I got good nature, garrulous old Simon Weller, and inquired after my friend's friend, Leo does Dappy Smiley, as regretted to do, and I had Rancho upon the result. I have shocking suspicion that Leonard's Dappy Smiley is a myth, and that my friend never knew such a personage, and that the only he conquered is that he asked the old Weller about him. It would remind me of his famous dream Smiley. He would go to work and bore me to death with the exasperating reminiscence of him, as long and as tedious as it should be, at least to me. If that was the design, it succeeded. I found Simon Weller doing comfortably by barren stove of dilapidated tavern in the decayed mini-camp of angels, and I noticed that he was fat and bald-headed, and had an expression of winning gentleness and simplicity upon his transient countenance. He rose up, gave me a good eye, and told him a friend I had commissioned me to give me some injuries about Leonidas W. Smiley. Leonidas W. Smiley, a younger minister as a gospel, who he had heard at one time was resident of Angel's Gate. Simon swallowed me into a corner and blocked me in his chair, then sat down to review the monotonous writing which followed his paragraph. He never smiled, he never frowned, he never changed his voice from the gentle flowing key in which he tuned his initial sentence. He never betrayed the slightest suspicion of authorship, but all through the interminable narrative there ran a vein of impression and eagerness and sincerity, on which we glanced so plainly that so far from his imagining that there was anything ridiculous or funny about his story, he regarded it as a really important matter. I admired its two heroes as a man of transcendent genius and finesse. I let him go on his own way, and never interrupted him once. Rev. Leonidas W.H. Reverend Lewell was a fellow here once by the name of Finn, the winter of 49, or maybe it was the spring of 50, of the legal life exactly. Somehow, for what makes me think it was rather, cause I remember the big film finished when he first came to the camp, but way better. He was a curious man about always betting on anything that turned up you ever see. If he could get anybody to bet on the other side, and if he couldn't, he changed sides. Anyway, suited the other man, he would suit him. Anyway, so just he got a belt, he was satisfied. But still, he was lucky, uncommon lucky. He must always come out winner. He was always ready and laying for a chance. There couldn't be no solitary mention that the Federate offered to bet on it. The any side you please. I was just telling you, if the day of the hundredth, you find him flush or you find him busted at the end of it. If there was a dog fight, he bet on it. If there was a cat fight, he bet on it. If there was two chicken fight, he bet on it. Why? If there was two birds sitting on the fence, he would bet you which one would fly first. If there was a camp meeting, he would be a regular to bet on Parkinson Walker. He judged be the best man, even if the battle bug started to go without anywhere. He would bet you how long it would take him to and to wherever he was going to and to him. He would follow that traitor back to Mexico. But what would he find out where he was bound? and how long he was on the road. Lots of the boys in Somalia didn't tell about it. Why? It never made no difference to him. He bet on anything. The dangerous fellow tossed his wife led very sick once for good luck. It seemed as if they weren't going to save her. But one morning he came in, smiling up and asked him how she was. And she said it was considerably better, thanks to the Lord of His infinite mercy, and coming on so small that with the blessing of the providence she'll get, or yet as mildly before thought says, well, I risk 2.5 she don't anyway. This year, Smiley had a mare. The boy called her the 15-minute mare, but only in the fun. You know, because of course she was faster than that. He used to win money on that horse, and although she was so slow, he had always had the asthma of distemper or consumption or something of that kind. They used to give for 200 or 300 yards stone, then pass her under the way, but always at the tail of another race she get excited and desperate, like carnivorting, and straighten up, scattering her legs around, sometimes in the air, and sometimes at campsite and kicking more dust and racing more rapid, with her coughing, sneezing, and blowing her nose. She would always end just about a neck ahead, as you could cipher it down. And he had little small paw that at him. You think he wasn't worth a cent, but to sit around and you look only and lay for a chance to steal something. But as soon as money was on, it was a different dog. His underjaw began to stick out the forecastle of a steamboat, and his teeth were uncovered and shined like a furnace. Dog might tackle him, bully rag him, and bite him, and fall over his shoulder two or three times. And Andrew Jackson, which was the name of the pub, Andrew Jackson would never let on. But what he was satisfied. He hadn't expected nothing else, and the best doubled on, and then all of a sudden, he grabbed all the dogs just by the chin of his leg. Feisty, not sure. You understand? But only just grip and hang on till they throw up the sponge if it was a year. Smiley always come out, winner on the part. Jelly Horn is a dog, one that didn't have no hind legs, cause they were sort of circular saw, and when the thing had gone fair enough, money was all up. He come to make a match for his bad horn. He see in a minute how he'd been imposed on, and how the other dog had him in the door, so to speak, and other dog, and he appeared surprised. Then he looked over the shoulder discouraged like, and he didn't try more to win the fight. He got shut out bad. He gave Smiley a look, as much as say as his arm was wrong, and it was his fault putting the dog and had no hind leg to take him hold of, which it was main dependence in the fight, and he limped off a piece and laid down and died. It was a good pup that Andrew Jackson would have made name for himself if he lived, for the stuff was in him and he had the genesis. I know it because he had no opportunity to speak up, and it doesn't stand to reason that dog could make as much a fight as he could under the circumstances. If he had no talent, it would be always make me sorry when I think of the last flight of his and the way turned out. Well, Wait a minute, I think I read this already. Well, this year Smiley had rat cattle and chicken cocks, tomcats, and all kind of things. Till you couldn't rest, you couldn't fetch nothing for him to put bed. He met. He catch a frog one day and took him home. He said he calculated to educate him, and he never said he'd done anything for 3 months, but set his backyard and learned that frog to jump. And you bet that he did learn him too. He gave him a little patch behind. The next minute, you see that frog rolling in the air like a donut. See him turn the summer race, or maybe a couple if he got a good start, and come down like a flat-footed and alright little cat. He got him up so in the matter of catching flies and kept him in practice so constant that he knew fly every time at first I could see him. Smiley said all a frog wanted was education, and he could do most anything. I believe him. Why, I've never seen Dan Webster on the phone, and it sing out. Flies, they know, flies, and quicker you wink, he springs straight up and take a fly off the counter there, flop all down to the floor aging at the solid of gall and of mud, and falling to scratch at the side of his head with his hind foot as indifferent as if he had no idea he'd been doing more than any might do. He never seen a frog so modest and straightforward as he was, for he was gifted. When he feared his craft jumping on that level, he could get more round at a straddle than any and most discreet you ever see. Jumping on a dead level was his strong suit, you understand? When it comes to that, Smiley would ante up money on him, as long as he had a rate. Smiley was monstrous proud of his frog, and well he might be, for fellow that has travelled been everywhere. All said that he laid over any frog that they never did see. Well, Smiley kept the beast in the little lattice box. He used to fed him downtown, sometimes late for bed. One day a fellow, a stranger in the camp he was, come across him with his box and says, "What might that you've got in the box?" And Smiley said, short and indifferent like, "It might be a parrot or might be a canary, but it ain't only just a frog." And the fellow took it and looked at it careful, turned around and he said, so this was where he could fall. Smiley was scratching his head and looking down at Daniel a long time, and at last he said, I do wonder what in the nation that frog off. I wonder if there's something matter with him. The pears look so mighty baggy somehow." And he cattled Daniel up by the neck. He held it up and said, "Why blame my cats if he don't weigh 5 pounds? Turn me upside down." He fetched a whole handful of shot, and then see how it was. He was the maddest man. He set the frog down and took that fellow, but he never catch him and turning to move away, he said, "Just stay where you are, stranger, and the rest easy. I ain't be gone for a second." But by your leave, I did not think that a continuation of the history, enterprising, vagabond Smiley would be likely to afford me much information concerning the Leonidas. Therefore, Smiley and also started away. At the door, I met Social Wheeler returning, and Butter told he and recommended it. Well, this year, Smiley had a general one-eye count that it didn't have no tail, only just a short stump like a banana, and however, lacking both the inclination, nothing to hear about the affected cloud, but took my leave.
Good job. Wow. Oh yeah. Don't stop now.